So we're gonna answer a few questions as well today. We asked you guys on Instagram any questions you want us to answer, and we got some good questions. Let me pull up some questions for you. This is an interesting one. Do you think it says you, but they're not talking about actually you? They're talking about it's like a general question. Do you think you can place top five at Mr. Olympia without the use of growth and slim?
In today's game, I don't think so. Top five, definitely not. You may get lucky and maybe get to the Olympia, but I don't think so, man.
There might be somebody up there who, at this moment in time, doesn't use it because they probably already have all the muscle they need. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But generally, to get there, I would say almost everybody probably needs.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't. Of course, I've never been to the Olympia, but just based on my experience, I don't think so.
I would have to second that one. Oh, I like this one. Arnold predictions. I guess let's do top five. You want to do it in order or not in order?
Yeah, I don't have a particular order, man.
It's kind of hard to do the order.
Yeah.
I'll probably give like a rough order, like
right.
You know what I'm saying, but it won't be exact.
Top five, but I won't know where to place.
Yeah. All right. So let's say top five. Start from one because it's kind of hard to start from five. Start from one.
What do you mean start from one?
Like start from the winner down to the fifth place. But it don't have to be exact, but just.
Damn. All right. So man. The winner, man, that's a tough one.
Let's just say five then.
Okay,
five then.
But my top five. I'm just gonna say I got Dexter, Sergio, Patrick Moore, Cedric McMillan. Is Luke Sando doing a?
No. But there's gonna be Big Ramy, Nathan Diasha, Steve Kuko, I think.
I have Big Ramy in the top five. Evanson Napani's coming back.
He is, bro.
So that's a wild card.
I'm definitely a fan of Evan. Hopefully he's better than he was before, or at least just as good as he was before.
Right.
Yeah. His conditioning was crazy, and conditioning wins shows, man. Yeah. Plain and simple, And he's beat Dennis Wolf in the past. He's beat Rolly in the past. He's beat some top guys. Like,
so if he's back to anything like he was before, I think he could easily be up there too. We'll see though.
Yeah, we'll see for sure. And I could say at his time there might have been more competition.
Yeah.
So it might have been more. So let me give my top five. I'm gonna try to give it an order. It ain't gonna be perfect, but I'm gonna try to give it an order. First, I'm gonna have to put my money on Bonac because he's the highest rank and he already won. He already won it. Yeah, but Bonac. Oh, you didn't mention Bonac, right? Wow. So I'm definitely gonna win this prediction then. I'm gonna put Bonac one. I'm gonna go ahead and put. This is hard because he's not consistent, but I want to believe based on his approach this year that Ramy's gonna be second. But I feel like you never know, man. You never know. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna award him for just being big. They're gonna award him for being big and being in shape. So, but I'm still gonna put Ramy second. Third. Same thing. I want to say Cedric, but Cedric is yeah. But I'm gonna go ahead and still say Cedric because Arnold likes him, and he does well at Arnold's. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Cedric. Fourth, I'm gonna have to go with somebody who's always in shape and always on point, Dexter. And then fifth, I want to say Patrick because I like his physique and I feel like it's a good look, but we don't know how much the judges like him yet. He didn't get a good look at the Olympia, but mind you, to be fair, that's the first time seeing him. They don't know what to make of him. He's so different. But now with all the hype, not to say judges pay attention to hype, but they're gonna be looking at him. Yeah, they all hear it. They all gonna be looking at him. And I think if they're looking at him and they know people want to see him compared, he's gonna get comparisons. And if he get comparisons, I think he's gonna beat a lot of people. So I'm gonna go and say Patrick fifth.
Now that you said Monak's doing it, I'm gonna have to change. I gotta put, I'll put Bonak in the top 5, and I'll say Patrick's probably gonna bring up 6th place. So that's what I'll say.
Wait, did I miss anybody in there? Nathan, I don't see Nathan being a big threat. I think Kuklo's doing it. Kuklo's good, but I don't think he's gonna be any of those guys.
Nah, I wouldn't. He's definitely a top 10 guy.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people are doing that.
I feel like we missed. Oh, Sergio. You said Sergio, right?
Yeah, I think Sergio's gonna crack top 5 for sure.
But okay, but if you listen to my list, like who would you replace him with for my list? Oh, Patrick. You can replace him with Patrick. I'm gonna keep Patrick in there. I think I'm gonna keep Patrick in there. Yeah, that's my top 5. See, it's hard to give these predictions.
It is, bro. That's why I definitely can't do that.
You know what it is? Because first of all, you don't know what improvement people making. Right. We know Sergio made improvements. That's for sure.
I have no clue how anybody can show that. Probably besides Bonak and Dexter, they've probably been the most consistent.
Yeah.
Anybody else, I can't really. That's why I can't really place them.
You can't really say. So
Sergio took a year off, so I know he's made massive improvements.
From what I've seen, he looks like a different person.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's like you can't really say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could base it off of if somebody looks how they looks in the past, but you can't really say it. It's almost impossible. What was your off season like when you made the most progress? And well, this isn't part of the question, but I'm gonna throw it on. And what year was that?
All right, cool. I feel like the off season I made the most progress in was my off season between my first NPC show and Junior USA's. I feel like I made massive progress during that off season.
What did you change or do differently that you felt like was crucial to them?
Pretty much like I kind of knew I had a formula going into the off season, especially like with me, jumping to the next level. So I kind of already knew what I wanted to do. When I first got into it, when I first went from, IMBF to NPC, I kind of knew what I was doing, but not really. But like after I did the Palmetto in 2015, and I was getting ready for 2016 Junior USA's, like I had a game plan all the way through, and I was still fresh, with all the supplements and stuff. So, yeah, man, I just made really great improvements, and it showed on stage. I ended up getting overall there. So, I definitely feel like that was my best off season, but. I mean, honestly, I feel like I had a great offseason this past offseason. So, depending on how I look on stage,
That might change.
Yeah, that may change, so we'll see.
For me, it was actually my first show. Was that my first show? Well, my first show was technically the Easterns. I didn't prep. I just literally, everybody was telling me to do it, and I literally just signed up and did the show. There was no prep, no coach, no diet, no nothing. And I took 6 that show, actually, which is not that bad. But like when I tell people my first show, I usually talk about the Atlantic States. So I consider that my first show, though. That was the most progress I made. I hired a coach. And I tell everybody, please get a coach. If you're going to compete, get a coach. I don't want to hear the whole Sean Ray argument. No, coaches don't know stuff. They just learn from your body. Yes, they learn from your body, but they have experience.
It'll save you a lot of trial and error.
It'll save you so much. So I don't care if they're not doctors or nutritionists or licensed. They have experience. All I'm concerned with is the experience. They've seen it. They've done it. They know exactly what it takes. That's the most important part. Whether or not you know nutrition or you know how to train, that's not the important part. The part is that there's obstacles you're gonna hit during prep that you don't know how to fix or you don't know how to change because you haven't done it before. To be honest, you don't even know how conditioned you need to be. Everybody thinks they're bigger and more conditioned than they actually are. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to have that eye to actually know how you need to look because you don't know. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? So anybody who wants to compete, get a coach. Don't try to do it by yourself. You're gonna waste a bunch of years that you can be making progress. You know what I'm saying? Any young upcoming bodybuilder like the Nick Walkers or whatever, they've had coaches since they were teenagers. That's why they were able to make progress that fast because they had help. You have to have help. Don't go on the forums and Google and think you're gonna figure out how to prep. I'm saying it's not gonna work. So yeah, literally, I hired a coach, and I think one thing he instilled in me the most was food. So when you talk about food, we all know you are what you eat, and food is important. But I don't think most of us realize how important it was. Him literally giving me this diet plan, and it looked outlandish. It was John Regan, actually. It looked ridiculous. I'm like, there's no way I can eat this, and you know I can't eat this. Why are you giving me this diet? Like, it was like literally like a Ronnie Coleman diet, like 12 ounces, 12 ounces of chicken and 8 ounces of rice every meal, and like one shake. I'm like, you expect me to eat like 3 pounds of chicken a day? Like, I can't do this. And I couldn't for like the first couple of weeks, but eventually, even if it took me an hour, I would sit there and get it down. And when I tell you my body changed, I was getting, because I was definitely underfed. I was having like 6 ounces a meal. So literally, during this prep, you know how you talk about growing into the show, I was literally getting bigger and leaner and bigger and leaner, every day. And I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And then literally all I did was just eat more, the right amounts, but just eat way more than I was eating. And once I did that, I understood that I wasn't really bodybuilding this whole time. I was bullshitting, and yeah, and that's the most improvement I made. I probably started that prep at like, I don't know, I want to say 230, and then I grew into it like at 220. I was shredded. You know what I'm saying? So that was a dope experience. I couldn't tell you how much muscle I put on, but visually I looked like a different person. Like nobody could believe it. Everybody at the gym was like, "This is impossible." Like we didn't see that in you. I'm like, well, you see it now. So that was dope. The funny part that coach, you ever heard of John Regan?
Yeah.
But everybody says he pushes drugs man hard, bro. It wasn't maybe because I was young, he wanted to be lenient on me. But I'm like, it wasn't. He was pushing food to me. I don't know what he does with everybody else, but I
had my first coach was just some guy like you probably never know who he is ever. Like, but you know, he had enough. He competed enough times to know like, I'm gonna get you started. Once prep started, he pushed me over to another guy who had a bit more experience prepping. And
smart.
That's what I did. And Junior USA's, you know, I use my own knowledge and I prep myself for that shit. So
I didn't know that. That's dope.
Yep.
That's dope. All right, let's do one more question. Heavy weight or high volume for big body parts like legs and back, but we're not even going to talk about just for big body parts. We're going to talk about in general. So heavy weights or high volume. That's like the argument of the century.
All right, man. So I'm definitely more of a lower volume person. I mean, you're not going to catch me doing, you know, eight to 10 exercises or, you know, 5 to 10 sets on stuff. Like today for chest, you know, we did 2 working sets on everything. Besides the triple drop set, we pushed the volume there. But other than that, man, we only did 4 exercises, and that was it for the workout. And you know, for me, I never really knew it coming up. You know, I would always say, "Oh yeah, I did 5 sets on bench, you know, 5 sets on incline." You know, I would do high volume, but you know, in hindsight, those sets leading up to the heavier weight was just warm up sets. They're just primer sets. So looking back on it, my last 2 sets are always the all out sets. You know, the other 3 are, you know, two sets. You know, I mean, you're not getting a good work. You're not getting an efficient workout with 225 for 10, or you know. So, you know, looking back on it, that's what it was. But like coming up, I always say, "Oh yeah, I did 5 sets of everything." You know, we're going hard. You know, but you know, once you learn and you know, you see how the science is behind the training and everything. I'm definitely a low volume guy, and that's why I always grew. You know, so looking back on it, definitely lower volume for anything.
So if I were to answer that question first, I would have literally said the exact same shit you said. But since you said it already, I'm gonna have to answer it differently. But yeah, I feel like early on, I was doing the opposite though. I wasn't doing more. I was actually doing less sets. So when I first started, I was doing something called Max OT training, which was basically doing AH style training, and eventually I realized I wanted a little bit more volume than that, so I kind of upped it to at least 3 sets per body part. But you definitely have to move some heavy weight, and you have to focus on trying to get stronger or better at the movement. So whether or not you go up in weight, you have to go up in something. So either I'm going to try to get more reps, a couple more reps next workout, I might even try to do even better form. Like if one workout I feel like I'm getting a little bounce or a little momentum, the next time I might try to do it without that. So you're trying to improve every single workout. I feel like I do online coaching, so I have a lot of clients who always want a new workout. Let me get a new workout. Let me get a new workout. I'm like, did you get better at this one? Did you get stronger? And they're like, no. I'm like, you switching a bunch of workouts is gonna do very little for you. Like, stop that muscle confusion stuff, like that whole PX90 stuff. Stop that. You know what I'm saying? It's all about progressive overload. You want to improve. Now, obviously, you're not going to be lateral raising 200-pound dumbbells, right? So movements like that, yeah, you might just get like a pump, but you're still trying to push the weight. You know what I'm saying? So definitely heavy weights before volume. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in doing super low volume neither, but definitely heavy weights first, man.
I would definitely say also, especially for beginners, if you're somebody that's just now getting in the gym, I mean, yeah, you don't want to, especially if you want to gain muscle. If your primary concern is to gain muscle, you're not going to get much benefit out of coming in the gym and just chasing a pump,
With like 20-pound dumbbells and
right. So let's say if even for you're done with back, and you want to train biceps, right, and you want to go for 15 reps. Still, make that set hard. Like those last 3 reps, you should barely be getting those. Like, just. Don't go super light just because it's 15 reps. It's still really, man, volume is all it's all relative. So at the end of the day, let's say if I'm coming in the gym and I want to do a set of 20, and I want to make that my last working set, it's going to be a set of 20 to failure. I'm not just going to pump it out and just be done with it. So
it's not gonna be an easy 20. It's still gonna be a hard 20.
Right. So just keep that in mind, man.
Exactly. But yeah, that was it. Hope you guys liked the video. Let me know if you want to see more of Henry. If you liked the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, leave some comments under there for any kind of videos you want to see in the future, or any more you want to hear or know from Henry. He's obviously IFBB Pro. A lot of people want to hear what pros got to say. So, all right, see you guys next time. Peace. Gains.